back to 6 and 6, where we cover 6 stories from around the world in 6 minutes or less. With that said, start your timer. We begin today in Brazil, where they are experiencing record high debt insurance costs, driven by complex economic challenges, including persistent inflation and global monetary pressures. The increasing expenses are forcing the government to carefully balance fiscal responsibility with economic stability and growth strategies. Rising interest rates and investor demand for higher premiums are significantly impacting Brazil's financial landscape. From Reuters, quote, Brazil has been experiencing an increase in the cost of issued debt, particularly impacting bonds with longer maturities. The situation is compounded by both domestic factors such as inflation and external pressures that include a strong dollar and rising interest rates globally, end quote. Next, we travel across the Atlantic to Africa, where West Africa's ECOWAS is facing significant challenges on its 50th anniversary, with jihadist violence and military coups destabilizing the entire region and undermining the economic integration of the region. The ongoing crisis in Mali, with Burkina Faso and Niger, have led to massive population displacements and strained relationships with Western partners. These challenges pose critical threats to the bloc's core mission of regional development, stability, and economic thriving. From Reuters, the combination of an expanding jihadist insurgency with a succession of military coups has shaken West Africa's 50-year-old ECOWAS bloc to its core, complicating its efforts to integrate the region and foster development. From one of the Reuters reporters, end quote. Next, we travel back across the Atlantic, but this time we're going up further north. We're going to Canada, where they are preparing for an unprecedented level of government debt issuance. Basically, they're going to issue a whole bunch of debt, with financial activities postponed until 2025. The record bond issuance is a strategic response to increased spending requirements amid economic challenges and post-pandemic recovery efforts. This situation creates potential implications for interest rates and economic stability. From Reuters, the delay in the budget process introduces significant uncertainty into financial markets, while increasing government spending could potentially stabilize economic growth. It simultaneously raises concerns about potential inflationary pressures and interest rate fluctuations, noted one senior financial analyst. Quote, strategic financial planning and clear communication will be crucial in managing these economic transitions, end quote. Next, we travel across the Pacific to China, where they are strategically deploying advanced H-20 bombers to artificial islands in the South China Sea, escalating military tensions in the region. This move demonstrates China's growing military capabilities and territorial ambitions, challenging international maritime norms and raising concerns among neighboring countries and Western powers, end quote. In the beginning, from Reuters, our quote says, quote, by positioning these state-of-the-art H-20 bombers in the South China Sea, China is sending a clear message about its military reach and territorial claims. This development is not just about regional dominance, but about establishing a global military presence that challenges existing internal strategic frameworks, end quote. Next, we travel even further south to the Reserve Bank of New Zealand, which has cut its official crash rate by 25 basis points to 1.5% to support economic recovery. And cash rate, which basically means it will be easier to lend money. This decision responds to subdued economic activity and stagnant consumer prices, aiming to stimulate spending and employment growth, meaning the interest rates as a repercussion of this, as a knock-on effect, interest rates will be lower, so people can borrow money more easily. From Reuters, this decision is to lower the official cash rate, reflects our commitment to supporting New Zealand's economic recovery from the impacts of the pandemic and global economic uncertainties. And that came from the National Bank representative, end quote. And finally, we go to Portugal, where their political landscape is experiencing a significant transformation, with the right-wing Chega party emerging as the main opposition, surpassing the traditional center-right Social Democratic Party, led by André Ventura. The party has gained substantial electoral support by addressing concerns about immigration, crime, and corruption. From Reuters, the rise of Chega has raised concerns about traditional political forces and analysis about the impact of far-right ideologies in Portugal. Portugal. Their platform focuses strongly on anti-establishment sentiments and criticism of traditional parties, which they accuse of failing to address the needs of ordinary citizens. End quote. And of course, if you want to check out any of today's articles, all of them will be linked in the description below that like and subscribe button. Also down there, you can find the link to the Twitter handle at Your Daily Flip, where I post links to both these 6 and 6 episodes on Tuesday and Thursday, as well as the normal podcast that comes out on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It's more US focused. And if you want to come back, just hear about the evolving situation in any of these countries, we will more than likely cover them as we move forward into our future episodes. So, with that said, there's only one more thing to say. Stay safe, don't die.